I came very close to ending my goal to become a commercial beekeeper. For those people that follow me, know that I didn't feed SERP last fall. I didn't want to spend the money. I used all my reserve honey during the winter, putting it in the medium. I got through winter just fine. I ended up losing one colony. Got one colony in window that I missed, needed honey. And I just lost a colony yesterday because my other apiary, I don't go there every day. I go there once a week. And I was there last week and it seemed like everything was okay. And they all seemed like they had honey. They felt heavy. I didn't have time to go through every one of them. But with my homemade deeps, some of them can be heavy, heavier than others, and not have much honey in them. So what happened was the large colonies robbed 3 of my smaller colonies. I will show you those. So yesterday evening, I should have went there yesterday morning, but I didn't. I went there in the evening, about 5 o'clock, and I found 3 colonies that weren't moving. They were chilled. So I will, remember I had all my my deeps getting set up for nukes. I had them all stacked underneath here. Well, I had to move all those. I didn't do it yesterday, but the day before. I spend most of my time moving stuff from one place to another because I don't have enough facilities. So I will move stuff out of one room and then I can move other stuff in. And also I seem to think this was a priority. I've been working on these. Try to do 25 a day. I got to put wax on them. I got 2. But I've got plenty of time. Well, it seems like always plenty of time, but sometimes there isn't. But anyway, I moved these in, and then I'll show you. Yeah, this is my cellar. This is the only place that I have that wax moths can't get in, because this comes off my mechanical room, so I can seal this up really tight, and it's underground. But anyway, a couple weeks ago, I had all these outside in those deeps, and I was getting ready to do get my nukes set up. So, and I knew it was going to warm up, so I wanted to get this stuff where the mouse couldn't get to it. So I spent a lot of time doing this, and I had electrical business. And on 2 days before Good Friday, somebody called me, had a troubleshooting issue, and he couldn't do it Thursday because he wasn't home, but he said he'd be home Friday, which is Good Friday. And I told him, well, I'll call you Friday morning, before I come over. And when I got up Friday morning, my first thought was to finish this, and I completely forgot that I had a service call to do. And of course, the guy was pissed off because he tried calling me several times that day, and I didn't have my phone on. So that's the way it is, I keep telling people my beekeeping business is more important than my electrical. The job, he told me what was wrong. I don't know if somebody else fixed it or whatever. It was a bad receptacle. It would have taken me less than an hour to fix it. I would have made $50. Chump change, okay? Not worth my time. So anyway, I'm building a bigger basement so I don't have to, move stuff in and out all the time. I could set these down during winter when I take them off the colony, and I won't have to move them again. So I'm going to show you that. And these colonies here are the smaller colonies. I've been struggling to get them through winter and now spring. And because it's got cold, I brought these in, and I took the straps off because I needed straps for the other hives, other colonies. But these, I need to get these out today. The sun's shining, the bees are flying, and I would like to open them up and check and see how much honey they have. But if I didn't do this, I would never, ever reach 250 colonies. That's my goal. It's hard enough with the toxic chemicals that crop farmers keep spreading. If you can't see them, blow on them. And then last night, this heater here, I've had this a while, been moved from one place to another. I turned up the heat on it, and instead of coming on right away, it blew up. So you always need a secondary backup. So I brought the electric heater, ceramic heater down in here, and I was managed to keep these bees warm enough. So anyway, I'm going to show you some bees. Here are the 3 colonies I found yesterday at my other apiary. Around 5 o'clock in the evening. If I had gone out there in the morning, I probably could have saved all of them. But this one had a queen, and I couldn't revive the queen. And there was only a few bees in here. It actually came back to life using a hairdryer. So this is a loss. This could have been avoided if I had been more attentive to what my colonies were doing. So that one's a loss. Not able to revive it. Here's another one that I put a hairdryer on, and I don't know if the queen is okay. I didn't have time to look for the queen. I did this in the house. I brought them in the house. It's warmer in the house, and of course my wife is very allergic to bees, so I can't open hives in the house. The other room where I normally do it wasn't warm enough at the time. I didn't have time to warm it up. So these colonies are still alive. I don't know if they have a queen. I'm going to check them today. But the 2/3 of the colonies over there were on the verge of running out of honey within the next few days. And I caught it just in time. And this is how I feed my bees. I probably spend 25% of what I would have spent last fall. Like last fall, if I were to feed my bees Domino cane sugar, because the 10-pound bag is $8.36. I expect I would have paid about $2,000 last fall in sugar. And the question is, would I have been able to find enough? 2021, I went all the way around the state of Michigan, mid-Michigan, hit every Walmart on a Saturday, and I brought home over 100 bags of sugar. So I didn't want to do that last fall, so I thought I'll just feed in the spring if I have to, and I do have to. And I've got an inner cover in here for ventilation. And there's my chick drinker. And I put the pollen substitute in there yesterday at the other apiary when I went over and realized I had an issue. And the ones that don't have that, they're still heavy. I only did the ones that are light. That one's very heavy. And they're okay for a while. But all the ones you see an extra deep on, they were almost out of honey. Let me show you over here. Once I finish this right here, this is going to be an extra basement. I will have plenty of room to store my deeps and other things. And then it's the same level of the floor of the house. There's going to be another floor. And I will have a wood shop, because right now I'm cutting all my wood in the garage and it makes a mess. And then I'm going to have one of those barn doors, and it's going to be like 2.5 feet above the concrete floor, so I'll be able to back a truck up and I can unload colonies. If I need to store colonies inside during the winter, I'll have an extra room. But this is my ground is all clay, and it's easier to dig this in the spring when it's a little bit of moisture in it, because if I wait until summer, this is going to be rock hard, and then when it rains, you can't get tractor up. So I was doing this during the weekend. I was putting the wire on frames, and I should have been more attentive to my bees, checking my bees and seeing how much honey they had. Of course, it wasn't really warm enough to open a hive during the weekend, but I could have gone over there and probably got some kind of an idea that they were too light. And there's the rest. So I still have a lot of large colonies. I have less than 90 colonies. I'm not sure how many, 88 or something like that. And I would say probably 50 to 55 of those are large colonies. And then when I do my splits in May, I do as many as I can during a weekend or during a weekday. I don't do all of them at once, because that would be too many virgin queens, and you want to give all the virgin queens a chance to get mated, so you don't do all of them. You just do a certain percentage. My theory is, or what I've done in the past, is no more than 25% at a time. So the small colonies here, of course, they're not going to be ready, but the larger ones, I do 25% of my colonies, and by the time I get 3-4 weeks later, these right here might be large enough to do one split off them. See? So that's about it. Good thing I caught it in time. Tragedy averted. So, all right. Thank you.